Hello everyone and welcome to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. This is Dawn Polly from D Polly Designs and I'm so glad you could join me. I am excited to be working with the Honeybee Stamps Postmarked Holiday Stamp Set. This is a huge stamp set. You get a lot of images with it, even the number 25 for Christmas. Some people get intimidated by a bunch of smaller stamps and they wonder how to use them. And I'm going to show you one way to use them today that's very simple to make an elegant Christmas card with. Or for another fun way, you could make Christmas tags with them as well. So lots of options. You can also purchase the coordinating dies to go with it. And I love how it has the dies for all the small images, even the number 25. I'm also going to be using the layering vintage label dies. So let's get started. I'm going to stamp my images with my MISTI stamping tool. I'm using the poinsettia stamp, and because this is a red rubber stamp and it's very thick, I don't know if you can see how thick it is, but you will need to take the foam insert out of the MISTI, and you're going to place your cardstock right on the bottom of the MISTI and hold it in place with the magnet. Then just close the MISTI and it clings really nice to the MISTI door. I'm going to be using Copic markers today, so I'm going to stamp my images with a black Copic friendly ink, and make sure to use cardstock that is Copic friendly as well. And I'm only stamping my image once because I don't want my image to be too dark since it is a smaller image. I did go ahead and stamp all of my images and color most of them in off screen to save some time. I did save one to show you how I colored them in and what markers I used. The first marker I used is my R46, and I'm going to color the entire poinsettia with this. It's going to be my main color. I decided not to do any shading with these images just to keep it simple. I will tell you that the tips of the poinsettia are small and it's very easy to color outside of the line if you're not paying attention. I'm coloring this kind of fast just to show you what I did, and then I'll show you what I do to fix any mistakes that I make going outside of the lines. In my opinion, you don't really need any shading on these images because they have so much detail to them. But if you like to do shading, then go ahead and do it, and they'll look nice either way you do them. Now, the next color I'm going to use is the R59, and this is where I'm going to add another color, and it'll look like shading, but I'm not really doing shading. To keep it simple, I'm basically outlining all of the veins on the petals. I don't know if that's what they're really called, but that's what I'm calling them today. And by adding this darker color, you'll get the look of, like I said, kind of shading, and it's a very simple way to add a little extra interest to your images without going crazy. You can easily whip these out and mass produce these cards as well. So I did go out of the lines just a little bit because I was rushing. But if you take a white jelly roll pen, you can easily color right over the mistakes and no one will ever know that you colored outside the lines, which is really awesome. I love jelly roll pens. And for my final color, I'm using Y08 to color in the middle of the poinsettia. Next, I'm going to quickly cut out all of my images. The poinsettia die is really easy to line up. If you take the 2 points right here, they line up very easy around the image. Then I'm going to die cut my frame out with the layering vintage label die. You just line it up on a piece of 5.5 by 4.25 cardstock and run it through your die cut machine. And look at how pretty that came out. I just love this die. Then I'm going to take the next biggest size and cut that out from some white cardstock as well. Once I do that, I'm going to take the frame and put it in my MISTI stamping tool. And again, the foam does need to be taken out of the MISTI in order for it to stamp well because of how thick the stamp is. I'm going to be using the Merry Christmas sentiment, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of the frame, and I'm just going to stamp it with some black ink. I'm going to adhere some white craft foam onto the back of the frame. And then I'm going to adhere that frame on top of the bigger frame and making sure to center it. And then I adhere the entire frame to an A2 size white card base. And look at how pretty that looks with all the dimension from the frames. Now let's add the poinsettias. You can put them wherever you want. I decided I wanted to put two of them at the top, and then I wanted one kind of by itself on the left hand side, and then I put the other two at the bottom. I wanted to make it so you could see the outline of the frames just because they're so pretty and I wanted them to be noticeable. And to finish off the card, I'm using some Spellbinders Fashion Oyster self-adhesive pearls. I thought they would go nice on this card. I didn't want to add any color to take away from the poinsettias. So the oyster color's a very neutral color, which I really like. And that's going to complete my card for today. This card was super easy to make, and you can easily mass produce them for Christmas if you wanted to. I want to thank you for joining me on the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel. I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel and their other social media platforms so you don't miss out on any great inspirational videos. Also, check out their website for any new releases they might have. And as always, I want to thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.